Maybe something like that. And then let's see what color. So we'll make these, let's go with like yellow, orange, a blue. Let's do like this purple. So those 4 colors, and we're going to go to Object. Let's see, where is it? Script. Oh, I updated Illustrator, so my script is not in the quick thingy anymore, script panel. So we're going to go here. I have a random color fill script that will take whatever colors you've got selected, like in here, so these 4. And then running this will use those 4 colors I had selected and like randomly fill in whatever objects I've got over here. And then for this, we're going to go ahead and just make a brush. We're going to drag it. See, is it a brush or a symbol? We're using symbols here. That over here, we'll call it, I don't know, dots maybe. It doesn't matter what we, it's options. Okay, so now we can come over to the, let's change our layer. Yeah, so we'll go to the accent layer. See, I was torn whether or not I should add it, but as long as they're kind of faded out. So it's just an overlay. And we're going to use the symbol or sprayer tool. Here we go. Selected. Let's go. That. Let's see, shifter. So now we can move them around. They're really hard to see. Let me dial this back up a bit. Just like that. We're going to change it to overlay 50 so I can see what I'm doing. So, and maybe not for bass too much. So we can rotate them too. So we have like all these spinner. Trying to rotate these ones off of her. It's like sometimes it's really hard to see what you're doing. And then we'll go back. Shift them. Yeah, so this tool lets you create like, think of it like a brush or a pattern, except it uses, I don't know, it's like a graffiti sort of spray paint thing, where it sprays whatever your symbol is like down in sort of a random pattern, and then you can come back in and kind of smudge it and move it around. But it's all vector. So what I'm trying to do here is rotate. Okay, that's pretty good. There we go, and then we go back in. So it's on its own layer, and rather than like have to deal with the see the boundary of it, rather than dealing with that and changing that to overlay, come over to the layer palette, hit the circle here, and that'll select the entire layer, and we can change everything on this layer to, let's see, I think I had a screen for overlay. So we can go to like overlay and then file that way back. And all that does is, like, if we zoom back in, you can see it gives the background like a little bit of a textured pattern. Adjust this a bit, a little brighter. And depending on like what colors you picked, this could be, you know, lighter or darker. I picked like some brighter colors, so setting it to overlay will just lighten up whatever they're on top of, and it gives it a little bit of a color to, like, you can see that this one up here is a little bit more red than but if I just select this by itself, you'll notice it's like normal 100% because we're doing all of the layer blending on the actual layer. Yeah, the target layer. So maybe that. Oh, that. That little corner is bothering me. There we go. Barb's accents. Let's I'm gonna take the ones from here, make a new layer, we'll call this accent 11. That's wild. It looks like a confetti party. I find it helpful to work on like similar things like in the same document to start with, just so it's easier to, you know, compare them and make sure you're kind of on par with what the other ones look like. Hey, 4Zap, good morning. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. So we'll start the next one. Lock those up. And if we go to outline mode, you can see like the shapes that went into all this. And then like our scary one down here. That was a demo. Yesterday, somebody was asking, "Hey, Xian Vega, good morning. Thank you for the follow." Walter says hello. Sleeping, for real. Yeah, the follow indicator. That's my Doge. Yeah, so down here was, yesterday we did just a quick demo of how the live paint bucket works. This tool that I've been using to fill in all the colors. And so I did like a quick rough of how that happens. But mainly the idea is the way I'm doing these is I'm starting with a photo from the show. I'm just kind of doing a Photoshop mock-up of it. I drop it in Illustrator, so I'm not actually doing any drawing or anything. I'm just using, found art or found photos. And then on top of that, we go through and we draw out all of the, as blocky as we can, or as blocky as we feel like. We'll draw out the contours and outlines of all of it. And then we go in and we start filling it in with the live paint. So this was like a quick and dirty demo of how to do that. So we're gonna do, let's see, I'm gonna start another one. I'm gonna find some Hopper photos. Clean up our mess here. Yeah, black and white, for me, what I try and do is make it as simple as I can, so I can tell the differences in value without bringing color into the whole thing. Like black and white, when I'm working in at this kind of zoom level, it's like, all right, this is going to be the darkest area right here. And as it gets lighter, if it's color, it can tend to throw me off a bit. Not that it really matters a whole lot, but let's say there's a really dark blue next to a lighter purple. It's if it's color, sometimes it's hard to tell which one is actually darker, so it helps for me to go into just straight up black and white. That way I'm looking at if you blur your eyes a bit, you can see oh, there's a shadow here, without just skewing your perception of it. Got some color in there. Hey, Tommy right forth, good morning. You're the first name I can pronounce, second name I can pronounce this morning. Welcome and thanks for the follow. Yeah, so I try to do black and white, but I always have the color versions laying around, like Barb's jacket. I honestly didn't remember what color it was, so it's I still keep the the color versions. So we have a red shirt and blue jacket. I want to keep some idea of the colors involved. So you can see we did do the blue coat and kind of the red shirt, but we vary it up a bit and kind of use our own ideas of what might look nice. So we've got she's a redhead, but over here we've got this purpley thing that we brought into it, and then over here we've got more of the dead Barb, so it's all blue. So yeah, this one turned out really nice, I think. And just like that, we finished it. Overall, we probably spent 6 hours, 6 or 7 hours on it. There's a little bit of time, to do your line work, and then most of the time I spent on it, yesterday. Yesterday morning when I was streaming, it was all just laying down the colors, and I had already done some of it too, kind of off camera, just to get it going. A lot of the jacket was done. And you saw this morning, as we've been working on it, I screwed around up with